Hi there again, BookTube, Leanne here, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing the nostalgia book tag. I've been tagged in this by the Book Buds, so I'll link them down below if you want to go check their video out, and I will also link the original creator of this tag down below as well. Apparently it was made about a year ago or so we're bringing it back. So I'll jump straight on into it, shall I? So question number 1 is the oldest book in your life that you own. And for this, it's just some like old kids books that I have. 2 of them are by Enid Blyton, because Enid Blyton was one of the big authors that I read as a child. So I still have a collection of fairy tales by Enid Blyton, and also some bedtime tales. And then I also have like my best book of rhymes, which I had as a child. So these are all books that I still have and that my son can look through whenever he wants. So they're the oldest books that I currently own, and you can tell that they're all quite well used and tatty. So question number 2 is my first loved library book. And for this, I genuinely can't think I've been using the library since as long as I can remember. So I'm just going to tell you what I used to take at the library as like a young teenager, because I think that's all I remember, like the earliest I remember doing. And I used to actually read non-fiction books from the library, and I know that sounds really strange coming from me who loves fantasy, but I used to go to the library to like find stuff that I was interested in at the time. So the earliest ones I remember taking out were like books about magic in the real world and witches and stuff like that, because I was so interested in it at the time, because I loved fantasy, still do, and did back then. And I read a lot of books based around magic and stuff, so I was like, oh, I wonder if there's magic that people do in this world. And I just went and found a load of non-fiction books about witches and witchcraft and and magic, just based out of pure interest in that area. So that's the earliest memory I have of taking books out of the library. So question number 3 is a book that's been given to you. And this isn't the same copy as I had when I was young, so this isn't the one that was given to me, because I think it's still somewhere at my mum's house, but that's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. This is my new copy, because we literally have no idea where the old copy is. But as you can see, I'm currently reading this to my son, and we're really enjoying reading it together. But yeah, the oldest book I remember being physically given to me is probably a whole bunch of like those, you know, those little fairy books. I'll see if I can like get an image of some of them here. But like loads of them I read as a kid, and then also I remember reading over and over and over and over and over again Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl as a kid. I used to love this so much. So I'm going to say this. Question number 4 is a book that's been recommended to you. And when I was in college, about 8 years ago or something daft like that, I made some friends who were readers too. And my good friend Hannah recommended Good Omens to me by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Little did I know at the time that this would be a book that I would reread and reread. I picked it up for really cheap on Amazon, which is why it's all battered and used. But yeah, this was recommended to me by my friend Hannah, and yeah, I'm very happy that she did recommend it, because this has been a very well loved book of mine. So question number 5 is a buddy read, and I'm participating in a lot of buddy reads lately, so I'm just going to mention the first one that I think I participated in, and that was A Never Tilting World. When I came back onto YouTube, I found loads of like book clubs and loads of people buddy reading on Discord. And so I joined the Phase and the Gaze book club, which I'll link down below in the description, at the Discord. And I joined that, and the first ever buddy read I participated in was their reading club of The Never Tilting World. So, and I've never looked back since. I've been participating in buddy reading ever since. So I love doing it. Yeah, you can probably see on my TBR video, like, for the past few months on my TBR videos, how many buddy reads I'm doing. So question 6 is books introduced to you at school. And I'm gonna just say college for this because the books I read at school didn't really interest me, like the ones that actually introduced to me at school to study. The first time I actually got interested in something was when I was at college, when I took classics, like classical civilizations, and I read the Odyssey and the Iliad for the first time. I love these books so much, and they mean so much to me based around my interest in mythology and classics and everything. So, both by Homer, and yeah, these are my two most enjoyed books introduced to me through a school setting. So the next question is something in the fiction genre that inspires nostalgia. For this, I had to really think about it, thinking like way back to when I was young, that is really nostalgic to me. But every now and again, this memory comes up of me sitting on the carpet during story time in primary school and listening to my first ever children's horror story. And it was called Room 13, and that was by Robert Swindells. And I had to look it up on Goodreads to even know what it was called and who it was by because it's been so long. And the only thing I remember about it was that some kids, I don't know if they were on some kind of school field trip or something, but they stayed in this hotel, and room 13 didn't exist apart from at midnight. And one of the girls, I think, went into the room and like went all different or something and got all creepy. And I just have so much nostalgia for that book because every time it comes into my head, it's just like, oh wow, I loved listening to my teacher read that book to us. Even though I have no memory of how it ended or anything, like I only remember the first parts of the book. So that's one that I will always remember and that inspires nostalgia in my brain. That inspires nostalgia for me. So question 8 is a literary book that inspires nostalgia, and the only one I can think of was another book that I read in college, and that is Dr. Faustus, that I no longer own. Because I don't know what happened to half of my books that I had in college. I really haven't got a clue. But I remember reading this and really enjoying the Mephistopheles lines because we read them in class, and I kept wanting to read the Mephistopheles lines for some reason. But yeah, this inspires nostalgia because I did really enjoy studying Dr. Faustus. It was a weird one because the beginning of that play, I think it was a play, was really interesting to me, and the end was really interesting, and the middle was just weird. So yeah, I remember studying that and quite enjoying it. So that's positive for me. So question 9 is a spiritual text that inspires nostalgia. I don't read any spiritual texts, and I haven't throughout my life. Like, me and my family aren't exactly religious or anything, so there's never been any need. So I'm kind of not going to be giving an answer to this question. But hey, so question 10 is to tag some people, and for this, I'm going to tag Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I'm going to tag Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative. I'm also going to tag Walker Wright 7, and she was only Evie, and I will let you all know that I've tagged you somehow, probably through Discord. So thank you very much for watching my nostalgia book tag, and I will see you guys in my next video. TTFN, bye!